Okay, now you start, Farah.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we are now on AP01.2, and AP01.2 includes mental testing. Mental testing includes WAIS 4, NEO-FFI, attitude to school infrastructure, safe school perception, reading writing motivation, achievement motivation, organizational health questionnaire. So today we will discuss about WAIS 4. Before that, we have to tell you about the intelligence test. So do you want to discuss this thing with them about the intelligence test?
Yeah. Last time we have understood the attitude test, but now we will learn about the knowledge-based test. Okay, it is not the related to the attitude. It is very much related to your competency. So it includes the intelligence test. During the beginning of the field, the goals of intellectual testing were to evaluate children in order to help them maximize their educational experience and to assist teachers for children with special needs. So when there is a problem, that how we will guide, how we will teach the students or the children with special needs. At that time, the researchers started thinking about the concept, that is the intelligence testing. Now it is used for vocational planning, assessing learning disabilities, determining eligibility for gifted and special education programs. So gifted means they are average, they are basically above average with respect to the intellectual capacity. Okay. And there is a standard range. And if the IQ, that is intelligence quotient, lies at that particular range, then we can consider them as the above average. And after that, we will study other behavior, their academic performance in the school, scholastic and non-scholastic achievement, etc. Based upon that, we can consider one individual as the gifted. So there is a challenge to teach the gifted student as well as the special education. Another problem lies, that is, how do you change the behavioral pattern of the people who have head injuries, strokes, or other medical conditions. And for that reason, you have to assess the intellectual functioning of the client. Next. So this is the history. Initially, it was started by Francis Galton. After that, James M. Cattell, next Alfred Binet, William Stern, Henry Goddard, Army Alpha and Army Beta. Where is Weschler, Farah?
Yes, sir.
Weschler's name is not there.
Yes, sir. This is the history. Weschler is the current one, sir. So first we will discuss about these people and then we will go for Weschler, sir. After this, the Weschler.
But in the history, Weschler's name should be there. No? Stanford Binet. Weschler's,
Yes,
yeah. You have to add Weschler's name there.
okay. Okay. Sir, this is about the history of psychological testing.
First one, late 19th century intelligence test, Alfred Binet and the Binet-Simons scale. After that, Lewis Terman and Stanford Binet intelligence scale. Next is David Weschler and the Weschler-Bellevue intelligence scale and the Weschler adult intelligence scale. So they are the initial phase at the late 19th century. Early 90s, Robert Woodworth and personal data sheet, Carl Jung and the Rorschach-Inkblot test, Henry Murray and C.D. Morgan and the thematic apperception test. This is the personality test. Another one is the vocational test, early mid-19th, US Employment Service and the General Aptitude Test Battery. So three types of psychological tests, their history. First one, intelligence. Second one, personality. Third one, vocational test. And in the syllabus, they will cover only the intelligence. Am I right? The intelligence and personality.
Yes, sir. And sir, education is also there. Reading, writing, motivation. And sir, achievement test is also there.
Yeah. So you have to add this thing later on.
Yes, sir.
Next. Testing. The French government passed laws requiring that all French children attend school in the early 90s. French government asked psychologist Alfred Binet to help decide which students were mostly likely to experience difficulty in school. So this is the very important question. That is, who are the students? They have some difficulty experience in school. For that reason, they appointed Alfred Binet. The goal was to find a way to identify children who would need specialized assistance. So if the students having high difficulty level, they will provide special assistance. Binet and his colleague Theodore Simo began developing a number of questions that focused on things that had not been taught in school, such as attention, memory, and problem-solving skills. So 3 areas they have considered: attention, memory, and problem-solving skills. So they are the 3 domains. This is Binet. Stanford Binet intelligence test, Binet-Shimo scale was brought to the United States, where it generated considerable interest. Stanford University psychologist Louis Terman took Binet's original test and standardized it using a sample of American participants. Next. So this is the test material. Here you can find out that is there are some tests. They are measuring performance intelligence. So Stanford Binet intelligence scale. So here you can find out the categorization. Average is 90 to 109. Superior 110 to 118. Very superior 120 to 139. And genius is over 140. So if it is over 140, that means you can consider that child as the gifted child. And if it is less than 90, that means that child has some difficulty experience in school. So there are some categories, but these categories are not available. Now this is not considered dull, idiot. This thing is not accepted nowadays. Here is some sample item from the Stanford intelligence test from LM. The items are arranged by the chronological age. So age 4 fills in the missing word when asked, brother is a boy, sister is a, then there will be a fill up the gaps. So it measures the vocabulary point. Now for the 9 age, answers correctly when examiner says in an old graveyard in Spain, they have discovered a small skull, which they believe to be that of Christopher Columbus when he was about 10 years old. What is foolish about that? So you have to find out that is whether the sentence carries proper meaning or not. So that is possible when the child's age is 9. So in this manner, there is the level of difficulty. Next. This is the Army Alpha test sample. can it be increased size? No, the earlier one, Army Alpha, earlier slide. Yeah, here you can find out the arithmetical problems, practical judgment, synonym, antonym, cube analysis, digit symbol test. So these are the problems it was assigned. And based upon the score, individual can be categorized as whether the individual is average or less than average or more than average. Next is history of the Stanford Binet. Initially, Binet Shimo 1905, after that Goddard 1910 and others. So in 1905, initially SBI Tarman 1916. After 1905, SBI Tarman 1916, Tarman and Merrill 1937, Tarman and Merrill again 1960-1973. After that, Thorndike, Hagen, and Sattler 1986. Next, SBS Roy 2003B. That means there are several changes, several versions of the initial intelligence test that has been developed by the Binet. Next. So here you can find out the typical questions based upon the age, mental age. So when you are dealing with the child in the chamber, then you can use this question to understand the intellectual capacity of the child. Next. David Weschler, from 1896 to 1981. He was clinical psychologist. He worked at New York's Bellevue Hospital, went to France with US Army in 1990, then to London, studied with Pearson and Spearman, also with Anna Freud in Vienna. David Weschler constructed one intelligence test, two types, one for the children and another for the adult. For the children, it is called Weschler Intelligence Scale for Children, and the adult is Weschler Adult Intelligence Scale. Ways and Whisk. Next. So David Weschler, he observed that the content appropriate only for children, but not for adult. And there is a rapport problem. If it is used with adults, produces only a single score. Norms not appropriate for adults. So Weschler is thinking that is Dinesimo test is not appropriate for the measurement of intelligence of adult population. Next. So he defined intelligence as the aggregate or global capacity of the individual to act purposefully, to think rationally, and to deal effectively with his environment. This is well accepted definition of the intelligence test. Intelligence. Global means one score ultimately describes a person's intellectual ability. Aggregate, that one score is composed of a number of subscores. That means there are several subscales are there. And subscales scores will be aggregated. Global means holistic approach. Next, Weschler scale, I have already told you, designed for adult WAIS, school-age children, WISC, and preschool children, WPPSI. Primary objective to provide intelligence test suitable for adult, to measure general intelligence test, to investigate learning problem, to investigate psychiatric problem, brain damage, psychotic deterioration, emotional difficulties. So this is the history. This WAIS scale consists of 11 subtests, 6 being verbal in content and 5 is non-verbal. And the age group is 16 years and over. Next. So this is the verbal scale. Information, arithmetic, listening, vocabulary. And here you can find out that is the number of items across the domain or across the subscale that differs. For information, 29 question, arithmetical reasoning 14, but vocabulary is 40 words. And their purpose is also different. So this is the information, arithmetical reasoning, vocabulary. Next. Another verbal scale is comprehension, digit span, similarities. So now we are passing through the election. So if the question is, why should people cast the votes? So if the client cannot answer, that means the client has some problem in comprehension. Digit span includes the forward and the backward digit span. Similarities is very, very important because it indicates one's abstraction power. Next. Performance scale includes picture completion, picture arrangement, and the block design. হ্যালো, হ্যাঁ নমস্কার, ভালো আছেন আপনি? এই দুর্যোগে না, আজকে একটু এখানে ঝড় জল হয়েছে খুব। হ্যাঁ, তো আমি একদিন কোন্নগরে যাব, দেখতে হবে যে স্টাডি সেন্টারে ওখানে জল ঢুকে গেল কিনা, ওখানে একবার যেতে হবে। সেটা আপনাকে আমি জানিয়ে দেব, হয়তো বৃহস্পতিবার কি বুধবারেও যেতে পারি বা কালকেও যেতে পারি, এখনো ঠিক করিনি, আপনাকে জানিয়ে দেব। ঠিক আছে, নমস্কার। হ্যাঁ। Picture completion, picture arrangement, block design. So these are related to the performance scale. Here you can find out 20 small pictures are there and some parts are missing. So you have to find out which part is missing. Picture arrangement, that is 3 pictures will be given to you, and after that you have to arrange the picture serially. Next is block design. So there is one chart. There you will find the blocks according to the design on the chart. You have to arrange the blocks. So this is the performance scale. Next. Digit symbol. This is very important test, particularly visual, motor speed and complexity, motor coordination, etc. Object assembly, flat cardboard that have been cut up to form jigsaw puzzle. It measures visual, motor problem solving and organizational abilities and visual anticipation skills. Next. To administer the ways, you have to take some training. You must be trained. Otherwise, you will not be able to collect the data. Therefore, your training is important. And next, with respect to the scoring, Raw scores on each test are converted to the standard score with a mean of 10 and a standard deviation of 3. Scores in the verbal battery are summed and converted to a verbal IQ score. Same is done for performance scale. Later on, both scores are summed and converted to obtain the full scale. The appropriate verbal, performance, and full-scale IQ score are then added and converted to the standard score with a mean of 100 and standard deviation of 15, which are designed as deviation IQ. Next. So this is the standardization. This test has the norm based upon 700 persons from 4 widely separated geographic areas of age range 16 to 64 years. Supplementary data were also obtained for a sample of older person above 65 years of age. Reliability, internal consistency, and retest reliabilities are about 0.95 or higher for full scale and verbal score. So retest reliability was conducted. And there are some revisions from 1981 to 1997, after that 2008. Hara, I think there is another.
Yes, sir.
There is some index type scoring.
So you have posted a note also on Google Classroom.
So now you stop it.
Yes,
And
sir.
then we go to the Google Classroom.
So this is the note, sir. So do you want someone to read, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kavita, you can read. After that, Shiv Kumar will read. Hello, Kavita, are you there?
We can ask Shiv Kumar.
Yes, sir. Shiv Kumar, are you there? Can you please read out for us?
Hello, am I audible, madam?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. The difference between Binet and Western Adult Intelligence Scale. The Binet and Western tests are both widely used intelligence, but they have different scoring systems and approaches to measuring intelligence. Stanford Binet Intelligence Single Composite Score. The Binet test provide a single composite IQ score derived from various subtests. Mental age. Originally, the Binet test used the concept of mental age compared to chronological age to calculate the IQ score. IQ is equal to mental age / chronological age into 100. This approach has evolved in modern versions versions, but remains a part of its legacy. 5 factors. The latest version, the Stanford Bennett 5, measures 5 factors of cognitive ability: fluid reasoning, knowledge, quantitative reasoning, visual spatial processing, and working memory. Each factor is assessed across both verbal and non-verbal domains. Standard scores are reported as standard scores with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. Western test adult intelligence scale. I think you have to move up, madam, so that I can appear only visible.
Shiv Kumar, actually my screen got stuck. Can you please open your Google Classroom?
No, it's not possible. It's visible here. This much I can read. Western adult intelligence, Western adult intelligence scale for children. Okay, this much is visible because I am in reading in mobile format.
Yeah, go below.
Sir, my screen got stuck, sir. It's not moving. Yes, sir, it's not moving.
We are just communicating.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, you stop share.
Yes, sir. So you are the host now.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'll join again.
No, I get it.
Sir, I can share it, sir. Now it is working. So just give me. Yes. Yes, your voice is working. Yeah.
Yeah. Western. Yeah. Western adult. Okay. Yeah, I think you have to go below, madam. Below. Yes. A little bit more. You just move upward. Yeah. Yeah. Right now it's correct. Right now. So Western Adult Intelligence Scale for children. Multiple index scores. Western test provide several index scores rather than a single composite score. These include verbal comprehension index, perceptual reasoning index, working memory index, processing speed index, full scale IQ, that is FSIQ. The full scale IQ score is derived from the combination of these index score, giving a more giving a more nuanced understanding of individuals' cognitive profile. Subtest scores. The Western tests include a variety of subtests, each providing a scale score, mean of 10, standard deviation of 3. These subtests measure specific cognitive abilities within each index. Deviation IQ. The Westler test use a deviation IQ where an individual's performance is compared to a normative sample of peers. Score are standardized with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. Key differences. Composite versus multiple scores. The Binet test traditionally focuses on single composite score, whereas the Western test provides multiple index scores in addition to a full-scale IQ. Test structure. The Binet test evaluates 5 cognitive factors across verbal and non-verbal domains, while the Westler test measures specific indices of cognitive functioning through multiple subtests. Scoring method. The Binet test historically used the mental age concept. Yeah. The composite versus, I repeat again, composite versus multiple score. The Binet test traditionally focuses on a single composite score, whereas the Westler test provides multiple index score in addition to full-scale IQ. Test structure. The Binet test evaluates 5 cognitive factors across verbal and non-verbal domains, while the Westler test measures specific indices of cognitive functioning through multiple subtests. Scoring method. The Binet test historically used mental age concept. Through modern versions have evolved. The Westler test used deviation IQ to compare an individual's score to a normative sample. Detailed subtest analysis. The Westler test offers a more detailed analysis of specific cognitive abilities through various subtests, providing a comprehensive cognitive profile. These differences reflect the distinct theoretical approaches and practical application of each test assessing intelligence.
So I am requesting Shiv Kumar, please you visit YouTube about the Wechsler test, okay?
Yes, sir.
And the Stanford Binet test. I'm requesting Kavita also the same thing, so that you can get some idea about the how to administer the test.
Sir, are you providing a test, sir, like Western Adult Intelligence test to administer?
No, this test is very costly. We cannot provide. You
Okay,
can
sir. Okay,
purchase
sir.
this test. If you are interested, then you can purchase the test from Prasad Psycho Corporation or from Pearson Group.
Okay, sir. Actually,
From,
the thing is that, sir, I have purchased in my post graduation. That is very costly. I spent around 10,000 in my post graduation to purchase test.
yeah.
So, Shivkumar, the thing is that we cannot give you these kind of tests just like that, because, like we said, some kind of training is required, right? You are a postgraduate, so yeah. So we cannot give you tests. Even if we have, we cannot give you. You have to purchase on your own. Because when you go and you purchase, you cannot just give them the money and you will get the test. It is not that easy. You have to show them your qualification and what all training is required for the test. Then only you will get it. So this
I got the answer. Sir, I have one question. Sorry for interrupting you, madam. I have one question regarding to this thing. Sir has told you need a training for administration for Western Adult Intelligence scale. Sir, right now we have done some academically in our post graduation. So what kind of training you expect, sir, apart from that, like whatever we have academical exposure? So more than that, what kind of training you need to?
Yeah, the training is important because if your client has some minimal brain damage or has some psychiatric problem, then you must be very much cautious for administration of the test. Okay. Another thing, rapport establishment is vital for administration of any test. Any psychological test administration requires very good rapport establishment. So anyone cannot administer the test because the response that will be seriously affected.
That means
Okay.
you are saying that apart from our academics, we need to be more professional training needed. You are saying, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay. So today you will get some idea about how to design the power test. This intelligence test is the power test, and how to score the power test and the history of the power test. Okay, good night, everybody.
Yes,
Sir?
sir. Good night, sir. Good night. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, all of you.
Yes, Kavita, you want to say something?
yes, ma'am. Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, Kavita.
Sir, what is single composite scale, sir?
Single
Composite scale in the Google Classroom we did
Sir, she's asking single composite scale.
scale.
where do you find?
Sir, Google Classroom, the text is shown here. Here we see the single composite scale and individual scale, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
Kavita,
This is
composite versus multiple scores, sir, she's asking. Composite versus multiple scores.
Yes.
When you find the composite, na, that means you can do the subscale wise interpretation, number one, and number two is you can average them so that you can get the full scale IQ. Okay, so two approaches are possible because there are some subscales. So subscales wise interpretation is possible as well as the composite score based interpretation that is possible. Okay.
Yes, sir.